Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm going to do the nose job on this EVO VIII bumper, because as you can see it's a big ass nose right in the middle of it. I pretty much like the EVO IX bumpers, but since my car is EVO VIII and some of these lines are much better, it has a more aggressive look, I think I'm gonna just do the nose job on this one. And right before I send the car to the shop so they can repaint the whole car, I'm gonna do this real quick. So basically for the nose job I'm going to use for the job I'm going to use this Dremel multi-saw. Usually you're using this for cutting wood or metal, but it's probably gonna cut pretty easily this plastic bumper. Also, then I'm going to use the plastic welding kit from Harbor Freight. I think it was like a $20 some kit, and luckily it's good for polypropylene, which I'm gonna need. Even if I need more extra material to weld, like more plastic material, I think I'm gonna just use this piece, and I'm gonna just weld the piece right back into it. However, the problem with this nose job is that you have to fill out this whole gap. So to do that, I went to the junkyard nearby and I picked up this polypropylene bumper piece. This one is a pretty flat piece. You can just go to any junkyard and to figure out what kind of plastic combination you're gonna need is right here. It's usually somewhere on the bumper. You can even find the code right here. It's polypropylene plus E-P, and this is the material that you're gonna need to weld these two materials together. So this piece right here belongs to a 2002-2003 Mitsubishi Eclipse, and as you can see it's a pretty straight piece, and we are going to put it right here. And of course, after we cut the nose, I'm going to mark it, the exact piece, and I'm gonna weld it back into it. Of course, I'm going to use some Bondo materials. I also got some Bondo. After I'm done with the welding and patching, I'm going to use the Bondo. So first things first, we have to mark it right around the nose and cut it right all the way. Also, right here, it's better if you leave a little material that's connecting these two spots together, otherwise it's just gonna keep dropping. You can still use it like that, that's not an issue, but I think it's better if something is holding it together. Just my opinion on this one. Alright, I'm going to set the camera and I'm going to start cutting this piece out. As you guys can tell, this was the easiest part, cutting it. It takes like 2 minutes. The next thing is I'm going to change the blade. If you're buying a multi-saw, you're probably gonna have other attachments like this one, and with this one you can just start sanding it, make a flat surface. And we are going to use the 80 course. You can even use maybe the 41 or the 61. It depends like how much lip did you left. Let's see with the 81. Or if by any chance you guys have an orbital sander, you can just slap one of these on and the job is gonna get much easier. Believe me. So once you hit this really seamless kind of surface, as you can see, there are no bump like this or anything else. It's pretty smooth. Once you reach this one, you can stop sanding it. You might have to rough it up a little more next to the area, so the bondo and everything's gonna stick. Even I'm gonna use a 240 just to smooth it out around the edges. But basically this is the shape that you're gonna have to work with. I'm gonna send this paint and clear coat, and I'm going to make a template. So basically you're inserting the plastic, something like that, all the way in, so you're not gonna have any gaps. And then you're gonna make the template out of this plastic that you got from junkyard or whatever, and we're gonna cut that out. We're gonna put that piece in right here. Then we're gonna clamp probably something from the bottom first, so I can weld the two pieces together on the top. And once we are done with that, I'm going to sand it a little so we can make a smooth surface. Flip the bumper on the head, and I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom. This plastic welding kit comes with the wire mesh, and this comes handy to reinforce any parts, especially like this. So I'm probably gonna put one set of short, like 1.5 to 2 inches wide wire mesh all around here, and I'm going to put the same amount on the bottom, so it's gonna have a really firm surface, so it's not gonna crack probably, and not gonna break from this point. All right, let's send this little piece and start the whole process. Also, before you start welding the two pieces together, it's better if you rough it up with some 80 or 60 or 40 sandpaper on the bottom too, so you're gonna have a better contact surface. Also, if you guys can see, there's a little plastic tab right here that's probably holding the wire mesh that it's covering this whole part. I'm not gonna cut it or remove it. I mean, it's up to you. You guys can cut it because you have plenty of other attaching points. But I think I'm gonna sand this one down a little bit, and I'm trying to make it like a straight piece. And then I'm going to cut just a little so I can stuck in the new plastic piece. Well, first things first, before you mess up the piece of plastic you have, I'm going to go with small cuts right here on the two corners. So as you can see, it doesn't fit right now, but it will fit once I cut these little corners off. Then I'm going to keep pushing until I reach that point right there, so I can fully push it all the way in. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to make a template on the other side, and just the drawing, and I'm gonna cut it from this piece. So basically this is the template. Now I have to cut it off out of this, and once I'm done with the cutout, I'm still gonna refit it. And once it's done, I'm going to remove all the paint and all the clear coat, so I can finally start to glue it on. Alright, so now that I'm done with the cutting, I'm done with the template. I mean, this is not the template, this is the actual piece I'm going to use. Now we have to make a flat surface on the other side, and I'm using these little wood pieces. 2 is enough. I'm going to put it just like this, so they gonna be flush on the other side. Use these. Next thing is to cut the mesh wire into small sections, probably like an inch width, and we're gonna put it right here all around, and these pieces will do. Now to cut it to size. Now I'm going to plug in the stick, the welding stick. This thing needs to warm up, needs to be really hot. And once that is done, I'm going to push it against the mesh wire, and that's gonna start melting the plastic, and it's gonna start sinking in. And once the wire mesh is deep enough in the plastic material, you can just let it go, let it dry, and go to the next one. And when we are done with all of them, we're gonna have a reinforced plastic surface right over here. Okay, let's wait to warm this thing up. this part is done. Looks sturdy. We are going to use this GB Weld plastic bonder on the top. I'm gonna use the 100 grit sandpaper, just, you know, hand sand it. Ma kis repett. Okay guys, it looks like I still have to reinforce the front as well, because when I try to make this part even with the rest of the body line, I realized that it cracked. So basically I have to put another mesh. Infuse the mesh into the plastic, so it's gonna have more protection. Then I have to sand the rest of the bumps that I have, and probably put more JB Weld to fill this area out, because it kind of feels like there's a little dent in it. I mean, not dent, it's just it's not the right height. Also, I went to O'Reilly to pick up this Polyflex. You're gonna need it because this bumper is plastic and it's flexible, and if you just put Bondo on it, it's gonna crack probably in a couple of minutes or hours. So it's better if you get one of these when you're working with plastic bumpers. Alright guys, so here's a quick update. As you can see, I don't know why, but the JB weld bubbled up in many places. I think that has to do something with that. I put it on the sun, and I mean, it was already cured like last week, but I don't know how or why did it happen. But as you can see, it bubbled up pretty heavily. It was sitting on the sun for like 30 minutes. So what I'm trying to do now is just sanding it off. Just sanding it with 150 grit sandpaper, and trying to make it a smooth surface. And once I'm done with that, I might go to the store and get more of the JB weld or Loctite, I don't know, because as you can still see that the wire mesh is still wow, looks like that didn't even cure. I don't know what's happening with this JB weld, but I used the JB weld like last week, and as you can see, it's not great. So I might have to find another product to use on this thing. But right now, I'm just going to sand this, and we'll see what's underneath. So this is what it looks like after the sanding. Right here, I can see more I can see more of the wire mesh, and down here I think I managed to take away all the JB weld. So, and over here it started cracking again, separating. So what I'm going to do is put more wire mesh exactly right here, so it's gonna hold it from 3 spots from the top as well. And then maybe I'm gonna go to the store and get more of this JB weld stuff because I still have to cover it. And once it's not cracking, it's not separating, then I can finally put the bando on, specifically for the polyester. So that's what I'm going to do. Right now I'm waiting for the tool to heat up so I can weld it in, and then I'm gonna give you an update what it looks like where I'm at. And the next step is to make some of these polyflex and some of these evercoat hardeners. Don't forget to get this little hardener when you're getting this big bottle, otherwise it's not gonna dry. Alright. And it's already set. So if you want more time, it's better if you put less hardener into the mix. Otherwise you have to work really hard, have to work really fast. Like as you could see, it takes like 1 minute from mixing to drying. So I have to mix another actually I have to let it dry for like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, then I'm going to sand it again, and I'll see if I might have to put more of these putty, and then sand it again, and then I'm gonna be ready to put the primer on. So I'll just leave it for like 20 minutes, 10-20 minutes, and I'll come back. So as you guys can tell, I had to put another coat of this JB Weld, but before I done that, I reinforced a little more, because when I put the polybondo, I realized when I started to move around, you know, the bumper, looking for any cracks, I found multiple cracks, especially over here and right here. So what I did, I put more mesh. I welded more mesh inside the plastic piece. So now it's more rigid. Hopefully it's not gonna crack at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another, I'm gonna apply another coat of this stuff, and hopefully I can prime it, paint it, and put it back on the car. Okay guys, I'm back. I finished to put another coat, and I sanded it down, and looks like it's a really nice finish. You have to check with your hand, because there's no other way to tell, only by, you know, touching it. If it feels really smooth with the other surface, then you did a good job. If you have some low spots, I cannot show you the low spots because the surface is perfectly smooth. Even over here, it feels really smooth to the touch. So the next thing is I'm trying to, you know, flexing the plastic, and if it's not cracking anywhere, we're good to go. So we have a little indentation over here. You can feel it with your hand, and I don't know if you can catch it with the camera, but since it's a DIY, you cannot do a perfect job. I mean, I cannot do a really perfect job, but I think this is real nice. It's matching pretty much the curvature too. The next thing I'm going to do is use more of these cleaner, clean the surface, and put at least 1 or 2 coat of primer with black paint, because I don't have just primer. And I think I'm going to install it on the car, and we'll see how it looks. The paint that I'm going to use, this Rust-Oleum gloss paint and primer in one. Basically, the only reason I'm using this one, because that's what I have, like 4 more bottles of these, and because it has the primer in it. I think this is like $3-4 bucks, maybe 5 in Lowe's or Home Depot. So yeah, I'm just using this one to put a base coat on. And it looks much better already.